Hey guys, it's Alyssa with another Animal Crossing Speedpaint video. In this week's video, I'm working on a commission of two sisters in my Animal Crossing art style and talking about my own fond memories of playing Animal Crossing with my own little sister. So let's get started. So as I mentioned in the intro, this piece is a commission I did in my Animal Crossing style of a client and her sister as they look in the game with their custom clothing and makeup and hair and all that fun stuff. And like I mentioned in all the videos I do of people's pets in Animal Crossing style, I find it fun to capture the likeness of someone and their personality in this more simplified Animal Crossing cartoon look. And since this piece is of two sisters, it just got me thinking about my own memories playing Animal Crossing with my little sister growing up. The one for the GameCube, of course, is the one that I grew up playing. One Christmas, we got the GameCube, and I think it was the next year that my sister and I got Animal Crossing for the GameCube. I don't think we got it at the same time. I think we had Super Mario Sunshine and one or two other games before we had Animal Crossing, but Animal Crossing was the one I was most looking forward to. I played it or watched a friend of mine play it at his house, and I was just obsessed with like the idea of customizing my house and like exploring this little world, and I loved the idea of it being in real time with real season changes. Like, it just sounded like so much fun to play, and I distinctly remember having like, I would sketch stuff like with colored pencil and Bic pen all the time. Those were my tools of choice before I picked up digital art. So I had like, oh, I want this couch against this wall, and I want this color of stripes. I'm going to make a custom pattern, and that's going to be my wallpaper. And like, I had the whole thing sketched out and planned out. I wish I had those sketches still. I'm sure they're in a landfill somewhere, along with a bunch of other sketches I threw out as a kid, but I wish I had kept them just to see like what my old Animal Crossing house idea looked like and see if I could like replicate it in New Horizons. I think that'd be fun. I distinctly remember wanting beige, like alternating colors of stripes on the walls that I would design in the pattern maker or whatever. I don't know why I was obsessed with that, but that's what I wanted in my house. So I had big plans for my Animal Crossing house before I even got it. As soon as we got Animal Crossing for the GameCube, I don't think my sister even knew what Animal Crossing was really, just that it looked cute and she wanted to try it. So we got it one Christmas. I remember it was like a Christmas morning because we each got matching blankets also and socks. And I had one that had like polar bears on it, and she had one that had like penguins or something on it. They were light blue with white. Maybe hers just had snowflakes. I don't remember. I know one of them had polar bears for sure. But anyway, bundled up in our little matching blankets and socks. I think it was she watched me play the game for the first time because I was like excited to go play it because I already knew what it was and I had asked for it. So I played it, and I think she watched me play it and was like, oh, this looks like fun. And so it was a battle from then on out. Like, every morning it was like a race to play the GameCube first to get all the cool stuff for the day. I won more often than she did because I had the advantage of the GameCube was in my bedroom. So that was kind of an unfair advantage I had. But sometimes I would just sleep in later, and my sister would come in and play the game before I woke up. And that was a big deal on the GameCube because if you woke up first, you had access to not only if there was like a treasure hunt. So in the GameCube game, sometimes they'd put stuff on the bulletin board instead of the bulletin board being kind of a useless feature that just reminds you that a fishing tourney's coming up like it's used for in the current game. Or, you know, sometimes it tells you a villager's birthday is coming up. In the GameCube game, sometimes it would say like, I've buried something in acre A3, go find it. And like the old game, it was split up into acres. It was like a grid. So like the first row would be A acres and then B, C, D, E or whatever. And then it would be 1 through 5 across the top. And so acre A3, you could check on your map and go to that acre and then look for a spot that had a buried thing like a fossil. And it would be like a cool piece of furniture that somebody would bury or clothes or something cool. So whoever woke up first and got to see the bulletin board, they had first dibs at that. And it wasn't like, you know how New Horizons, two people can do the same, like two people can log out on their account and do Gulliver or whatever. It wasn't really like that in GameCube days. It's kind of like first come, first serve. If you come and dig up all the fossils, there's none for anybody else to dig up. And fossils sold for decent money in that game. And it was fun to fill out the museum and get credit for the fossils that you donated first. So needless to say, there was a little bit of pressure on being the first one up in the day to play Animal Crossing. So more often than not, I won out, again because the GameCube was in my room, but my sister won sometimes. And I find it funny how different our aesthetics for our villagers and our houses and everything were too. But both of our villagers like matched us too. Because in the old GameCube game, you didn't get to customize your villager, and this was kind of the case in the previous games to a lesser degree, but especially in GameCube, you really had no say over how your character looked unless you went online and looked up what to do, because you would go to your town for the first time via a train, and Rover the cat would sit in front of you and like give you a little questionnaire kind of thing, or like, where are you going? What's your town name? What gender are you? That, whatever. It wasn't phrased like that, but it was a couple choices that had like an A or a B answer. And so you'd go online and it would tell you like, if you answer ABA, your face will look like this. If you answer BAB, your face will look like this, for male and female faces and hairs. And there was only one hair. It was just the little pointy tips on the sides of the heads in different colors, and you had different eyes and faces based on how you answered these 3 questions in the train. But neither me nor my sister had looked this up prior to, so we just kind of rolled with what we got, and I was happy with what I got. I remember thinking that it looked cute. I'll have to look up the specific face sometime and like do some art of my old Animal Crossing self versus my new one or something. And my sister ended up with the pink hair with the little, like, cutesy, bubbly eyes. So it matched her perfectly because she was very into, like, girly, cutesy stuff. And she wore a little pink outfit, and her whole house was full of, like, the lovely set of furniture, which was very in-your-face, pink, cutesy-wootsy. Like, think the cute furniture set in New Horizons, like, on steroids. It's super, super hyper cute. Whereas my house, it was always green furniture on the main floor, and then my upstairs was modern, all the modern set, and I would always have KK Jazz playing in my upstairs with the modern set. So I was very much into that as an aesthetic, as like green and black and white, like the not girly, like I have to be different, and not like the color pink, like very that kind of thing, even though I love the color pink now, and I think it's like one of the most flattering colors I can wear. I was very much going through that whole, like, I have to be different than my sister who likes pink kind of thing. So my house was always green furniture and modern furniture, and hers was very unapologetically pink and girly and adorable, and honestly, she had the better aesthetic if I had to go back. But I do miss my modern upstairs. I do like that furniture set still, and I still play KK Jazz in my house on occasion to relive that kind of feeling from the first game. But I remember, like, rushing to play it every morning, and, like, it's my turn, no, it's my turn, fighting over whose turn it was to play the GameCube game, and it was just such a nice memory to relive when thinking about, like, my sister and thinking of the topic of this video. Like, playing Animal Crossing with my little sister was definitely the most fun I ever had playing Animal Crossing, and I just hope that one day she will get a Switch for herself and we can play online. If Santa Alyssa had more money to throw around this time of year, I would be giving her a Switch, but my budget is a little limited for Christmas, so I'm getting her some other fun odds and ends, but I do hope that some Santa Claus does treat her to a Switch at some point so that we can play together online, because I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm so curious of how she would decorate her island now that she has, like, a whole catalog of cute items and an entire island to decorate versus just a house. I'm super curious how my sister's house would look if she had New Horizons. And it would reinvigorate me to play the game because I'd have to be like earning items and DIYs to go gift her island too. I think it would be a ton of fun. But how about you guys? Have you ever played any of the Animal Crossing games with your own siblings? Are you playing Animal Crossing with your siblings now? Did you guys ever fight over the old games of whose turn it was to play the GameCube game or Wild World or anything like that? Let me know in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a like, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because I post new videos like this every single week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a fantastic rest of your day.